All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. We're going to be talking about pervasive products. We have Jerry, the founder and the genius behind all these products. I'm going to, a couple of things real quick. So tonight, if you're an ACES member, we're not going to be answering chlorine dioxide questions tonight. We're just going to be asking questions about pervasive products. So this video is just about pervasive. So anyway, Don, take it away.
Hey everybody! Thanks for joining us. I'm just going to do a quick intro of a good buddy of mine that we've known each other now for how many years, Jerry? about 7 months, and ran into Jerry while working in a storm situation, and he introduced me to a product line that basically has changed the way I view how to do restoration work. And along with that, we formed a really good relationship, and we're working together. And everybody in this panel is excited to have you here, Jerry. But Jerry's background is many things, but one of the top things is he's a certified industrial hygienist who has 27 years experience in the restoration, water damage, fire damage, mold, and also is a environmental scientist, and he's got biology degrees. The guy's smarter than all of us together, and we're glad that you take some time, Jerry, and explain what's going on with pervasive at this point, and thanks for joining us.
I'd like to let everyone introduce everyone to Lee Davis. If that's him on the screen there scratching his arm. Lee is big agriculture farming for probably his whole life, and as you can tell, he's about 18 now. But Lee is handling our agriculture division, and our products are being used in a lot of agriculture situations, using it on crops for pest control and for soil building fertilizers, and so. I guess you guys will start off either with questions so we can answer them, or if there is, however you want to do it, Don, we're ready to go.
Well, we had you on a while back, Jerry, and we kind of just went through the product line, started talking about some of those things, and then as we're on those products, people are going to pop questions up. But one of our star products is by far the BAC, our botanical antimicrobial cleaner. And talk a little bit about that, Jerry, and why that is kind of a flagship product of ours.
Right. So BAC, we call it Botanical Antimicrobial Cleaner. We're now entering that product into the Certified Organic program. It's the one on your screen that's clear, and its competitor is a product called Benefect. And Benefect is, as you can see, it's an older formulation. Solution's not stable, and you'll see the actives floating in the top. And their Decon 30 is just a much reduced active, so that it'll get a little more clear. But our product is in a microemulsion, the same amount of active, 0.23% tine oil, but we're a solid formulation, and we have a great fragrance in it, which is a light wintergreen fragrance. It's a great antimicrobial. Testing at UGA, we actually were effective against bacteria down to 360 dilutions, and the other disinfectant there, let's see, Benefect was its mineral inhibition was down to 60 dilutions, and then the other one on the market, which is not really a botanical, called it's a Thymox let's see, there's one called BioEsk and Concrobium, and they use synthetic tine, which is actually nothing in the product is botanical, so it's kind of out of the picture. And they're weaker antimicrobial products. So BAC is a very elegant, very special product. It's loaded with botanicals, And as you can see, we've actually boiled the formulation and froze it and boiled it. It's got a 5-year shelf life. It's bulletproof, and it's a great cleaner. It's a great antimicrobial product. We've got CRDN using it to launder with. They're a big contents restoration company. They're using it to launder with, and they're using it to clean contents with it. We've got guys that'll use it to clear their mold tests by fogging it into areas. It is, someone's asking, how does it compare to Spore Seeding? Spore Seeding is made in Greenville, South Carolina, and it is extremely superior to Spore Seeding. Spore Seeding has a pretty bad odor, and we've done really, really well with it. We're definitely a very economical product. Compared to the others, we've got a good price on it. And also, it is the only antimicrobial true botanical product on the market that can put on its label that we're USDA, EPA, and FDA GRAS on our label, which means everything in our product is generally recognized as safe. Additionally, we've now entered it into the Certified Organic Program in about 5 or 6 weeks once they get all the paperwork done, because we're already making the product out of organic material, organic plant oils and surfactants. And so that'll have its certification on that label in about 5 weeks, we're believing. But everything in it is USDA certified ingredient. Nothing is synthetic. It's the real deal. And we're actually selling it in agriculture. They're using it to spray on crops. We've got people that are using it for deodorizers. They're cleaning with it for all sorts of, I don't know, just about everything. And we do have testing for microbes. We've got 99.999, so it's a 5-log kill. We tested it against its competitors at UGA, and like I was saying, we killed down to 360 dilutions, and they were down to 60 dilutions.
Hey Jerry, what are dilutions? What does that mean?
It means they diluted it 360 times, and it still had a minimal inhibitory effect on bacteria.
Will you also explain what a microemulsion is?
A microemulsion, when you look at the product and you see it's that crystal clear, that is because it has formulation is a perfect formulation. So that makes it a much better product to use because it's able to have very small molecules, and it can surround the soil or surround the microbe or surround whatever you're trying to clean with it. And it has a much greater effect than a bad formulation not put together well.
I understand.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I understand. That's a perfect explanation. Now, so we're getting a bunch of questions. So I'm trying, do you see Greg's, you want me to read these questions?
Well, I've actually been answering them as we've been talking.
Oh, good. So you can see them.
Yeah. So we have as a 25B, a Pfeiffer 25B. We tested obviously against just about every microbe you can imagine. We've even had some efficacy against C. difficile. But being a 25B Pfeiffer, saying it's safe, if we move over and start identifying every microorganism, we have testing, we certainly share, but we would lose GRAS certification, and we need that GRAS certification for agriculture. We're approved to put it in all plants in any location, any food processing plant. We can use it all the way up to harvest and after harvest. And so that GRAS certification is hugely important to us. And it's a great antimicrobial. Now add to the fact that it's also a great anti-mold product. So they're using it on crops and things to kill mold and It's really elegant product. It's great. It's a great product. So look for that certified organic. Look for that certified organic. I guess logo coming in about 5 weeks. That's going to be a most excellent thing to have on there. We're excited about it.
Okay, Greg. Greg has a question right there.
Everyone but Jerry, please mute your mic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He was talking about Lee because there was noise in the background.
Okay, so where's Greg? What's Greg's question?
Okay, how does Botanical HP compare to competing products like Serum, Oxypar, Goldmore? Goldmore is real expensive, I know that. Regarding price and effectiveness, how is it a botanical with bleach? I don't think we're calling that. Well, there's botanicals in it. You know more about this than me.
Okay, great. So what it is, it's a very aggressive bleach. It has a balanced equation with a silver ion, and it has a plant surfactants in it. A good cleaner like those, first Serum is a peroxide. It's really an 18% peroxide. It's very difficult to work with. It uses a caustic to accelerate it. It's just an 18% peroxide. And that's what the other OxyPrep and Oxypar and Goldmore does some. I'm not that familiar with Goldmore, but we don't really have those guys here, so it's not been very effective in the southeastern United States. So, but the Botanical HP was probably one of the most difficult products that we put together because we had to balance a silver ion equation in with chlorine, and it would just kill the efficacy of the chlorine for so long. It took a great deal of work to get it to balance so that it wouldn't hurt the chlorine efficacy. So now we have a great chlorine product that has botanical surfactants in it. So it does great in the chicken facilities and our agriculture facilities where they're foaming it on, and it has a hang time. So that hang time allows it to really do a great antimicrobial disinfecting job. And then and it has that silver, and it just stays there and keeps killing. It's the only one out there that actually does that. And it has at full strength, it's nuclear. I mean, it'll bleach stuff out immediately.
I got a picture to show. Like, this is a great picture. This was in front of my house in North Carolina when I had the house. But so let me share this picture because there's nothing like this in the world. What it does, and then all of you. Let me show this real quick. So then you can talk about this, Jerry. Right? Do you see it yet?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're actually looking at using that product in. We've got folks in here now that we had meetings with yesterday to take it to Vietnam and to Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan, and the Caribbean because of that ability to do that, and the fact that it lasts a very long time because it has the silver in it, and so you learn the dilutions. If you're going to do a roof, or you're going to do your house or, sidewalks, you dilute it about a 1 to 3, I think. And then if you're going to do super heavy duty mold bleaching remediation where you just go in and just spray it on and you're done, that way you would use it just straight up. The chicken guys actually dilute it, but they foam it on and use it for, cleaning their facilities and stuff. And we've got some seafood restaurants and a bunch of other kind of restaurants like that are using it. We had the Service Master folks. I think they put on the internet. They absolutely love the BAC and HP, HP. They really, really, really like it a lot, especially in Louisiana, places where it's really bad.
So Jerry, basically you went out there in the morning and you took a little spray bottle and you sprayed this on the sidewalk. And I remember, because in the HOA on this street, every year we had to have these pressure washed and all that black taken off, right? Because it was part of the HOA thing. But my neighbor here, who's been here the longest, never did hers. So you just sprayed this on, and that's what it did to the sidewalk, just by spraying it on?
Yeah, I put some tape down and I sprayed it on, and then I brushed it out a little bit. So you probably have to go back and do the whole place now.
Yeah, I've already sold the house, so I'm not worried about it now. I was a little worried before the house sold, though.
I was too.
So was Don. He was working on my house. Okay, anyway, okay, so let's see.
Concrete and siding, and it's great. One of the huge things it's good for is Category 3. If you're doing a Category 3 sewage backup, it's nuclear. It gets everything. I mean, it kills all the germs, and you can dilute it down to about 2 or 3 to 1. You can use it for any kind of biodecon. You just have to dilute it if you're going to be around carpets or anything like that. It's for the really tough stuff, because you're going to cut carpets out on Category 3 anyway.
Okay.
So Oscar in Miami has a question. BAC is used in hospitals to eliminate all fungus and any mold issues. Apologize on my can be sprayed throughout the air handlers of the hospital to kill it. So, Oscar, you can use BAC. You can pour it over wipes. You can use it you don't want to fog it through an air handler. Apologize. Let's see. Hospitals to eliminate. So it kills mold for sure. We have some hospitals that are using Oxy Orange to clean the coils and things like that. And we do a lot of hospitals. We're actually in about 130 different hospitals with our product, Noroxidif, and they use BAC to just do some cleaning. And they'll use the Oxy Orange on the coils. We're actually trialing in hospitals all over the United States. We're into the VA hospitals pretty heavy with Noroxidif and with BAC. And so for those kind of things, you might want to call when you have a chance, and we can talk a lot more about it. It's a real, that's a real complicated situation when you're dealing with hospitals. But we do have a lot of products in hospitals. We have the largest hospital system in North Carolina. We've got hospitals all over the country, and we do the VA in Miami, by the way. They're buying about 2 pallets of Noroxidif and some BAC every month. And how does BAC wash off a surface? I'm thinking in a daycare or something and applying to tables or toys. So you don't really have to wash it off. You can just spray and clean it with it. It's a food-grade product, and it's great for cleaning everything. Plastics. It's great for stainless, for mirrors, for their toys. We actually take an electrostatic sprayer when all the children leave, and we'll go through and spraying different touch surfaces in daycares now. And you said, what is HB solution for siding and shingles? I would do a 3 to 1 for siding and shingles. And when would you use Oxy Orange when would you use Oxy Orange over Botanical HB? Oxy Orange is a different type of product. So it's a peroxide product. It's got a delimonene in it, which means it's a degreasing, oxidizing product. And it's a concentrate, so you can dilute it to what you would like to. So Oxy Orange is one of those things where it's a great carpet cleaner too, and it's a great tile cleaner. It's all on the label, so you would get that and experiment with it and learn how to use it. The Secret Service has approved it for use in the Air Force One hangar. I sprayed someone a door completely covered in mold and turned my back for 5 minutes, and it was white again. It cleaned it before I could take pictures. Okay, so that would be the Oxy Orange. It'll obviously do that. BAC, how long is its residual? The BAC is there until you wipe it off. And the more you use it, the better it does, because that thyme and the other botanicals that's with it will get into those tiny crevices because it's a microemulsion. It's supposed to leave a residual on surfaces, is it not, to keep working up to 30 days or something. So it does leave a residual. You can't really see it, and there's ways to challenge it and test it, and we've done that. but it will, as long as you don't go wipe it off, it'll stay in those little tiny cracks and keep working. Have you considered a botanical HP with chlorine dioxide instead of sodium hypochlorite? We actually had to go to one of, I can't actually tell you who, but we have a shareholder who's got, they're a huge company, they're a small percentage, and they have one of the fastest computers on the planet. And we worked for 3 months to balance the equation for HP, the chlorine product with the silver, and finally had to yield it over to them to do it. It is such a balanced equation. It's so difficult to do. We don't want to even touch it. we don't want to mess with it at all. Let's see. Does the OxyOrange provide residual kill? Yeah, Don has proof of that. He used it on some wood fencing, and it had quite a residual kill.
I'll show you the picture.
Does it leave a slimy or silky residue on when you spray it on? I'm trying to figure out what product he's talking about there.
Okay, so do you see the fence yet?
You see it? Yep.
Yeah,
So
okay, so this was my fence at my house in North Carolina. And so a quick story about this, because this is really interesting. So I was selling my house. It got hit by the hurricane. Of course, Don went out there for like 8 months and rebuilt everything. And I can't thank Don enough, because he was I would have never been able to take care of this without Don. So Don did all that for me, and he went out there and left his wife and everything, man. Wow, Don. So anyway, I was getting my house power sprayed, and I asked them to power spray the fence, and they said there was no use doing that because it would just come back in a couple of days. I was going to waste my money. So Don sprayed some OxyOrange on. What did you spray here, Don? What is this?
That actually right there is HP that was sprayed, but to the left, you see the left there on the other side.
There, right here.
Yeah, that was Oxy. So, and that right there that would be Oxy at a 2-to-1.
So how long after you took this picture, so power washing it with just bleach is going to grow back fairly quick. Oh, wow, my internet is unstable. That's not good. So I moved out to the country on a little farm. So if we go bye, I'm sorry.
Those pictures right there, Joe, are at 11 weeks.
So this is 11 weeks and no algae growing on my fence. So that's what residual does. So when we talk about cheaper products and what they can do, like if I threw MMR on here, it might last a few days. Like in humid, North Carolina, where it's 100% humidity, this stuff grows like overnight. It's just crazy how fast this stuff grows. So this is 11 weeks. Anyway, so that's an awesome testimony to when you understand residual, there's a big difference in what this does and those other products do. They're real quick. This is quick but it lasts. Okay.
Does it leave a slimy or silky residue on what you spray it on? BAC, no. No, BAC doesn't do that. No, BAC is really nice. Needing to clean rock by a koi pond, what will kill them like bleach? If I was cleaning a rock near a koi pond, I would just spray the wasp on it, or spray the BAC on it, just leave it. Use wasp or BAC and just spray it on there and leave it. When I get mold and things on my trees and things, I just, like my little crepe myrtles, the stems get mold and stuff, we just spray them with BAC and give it a few days and it goes away. But your koi pond thing, I would use either, because it's a koi pond, a fish pond, I would either use BAC or wasp on it.
Hey, Jerry, I just got texted. I think this is a really good question. It's something that probably Craig and Don and I need to work on with you. So listen. So he's wondering if we can get like a pervasive cookbook, something that they could use with all the ingredients and all the dilutions for each product and what each product is best used for. That would solve a lot of simple questions, I feel. I think that's a great question Myself,
At first, wasp we've had on concrete, and it's kept it without mold on it for 7 months outside. Inside, we don't even know how long it lasts in a crawl space, but it's a long time. And you're right about the koi fish. I would definitely use wasp and BAC because it won't hurt either one. It won't hurt the fish. Now, the thing about the cookbooks for some of the products is we're getting so many uses come in every day. It's almost getting silly. Let's bring Lee. How would you address that, Lee?
On which product?
Well, just go with a few that you've done. I know you're doing 200 and something steps with odors.
Yeah, I've had all kinds of different experiences. One of the coolest things right off the bat that's happened recently is we took the BAC to a friend of mine. It was actually a family member's house. It was moving in their rental for a short period of time. And the occupant before they moved in was a real heavy smoker, and there was nicotine yellowing the walls all the way around. We took the BAC with a power painter and actually just sprayed it on and wiped it off on 2 separate occasions, and it actually wicked all the nicotine and the smell out of the sheetrock. And one of the rooms we did was actually over fresh paint. Now, how that did that without affecting the paint, I'm not sure, but it worked, and it deodorized the whole house and got the nicotine out of the walls. So that was one pretty cool thing. We've used it in different types of fabric to deodorize. And then going to the outside, I've used HP on wood decks, on docks. I followed it with the wasp product, and I've got some wasp that I've had out in different locations just as a test to see what it do for up to 2.5 years now. So it really does last a really long time.
That's great, Lee. I know at one time you had been out at one of the lakes and doing decks or docks, right? So
Right.
Somebody sitting here that might have the opportunity to be around those lake homes, they could have themselves a nice little business just treating those docks.
That's right. I've actually got a crew that's doing it part-time on Lake Blackshear, and we're charging anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 a dock with a boat house and everything. We're treating the shingles, the walkway out, all around the boat dock and everything. So depending on the process, if you've got a lot of buildup of whatever kind of residual that might be on there, we actually recommend going in and pressure washing it with the Oxy first, and then diluting the HP to 1 to 4, and coming by and lightly applying the HP second, and then we're sealing it with the wasp. And we've had all happy customers on that. So I think we started it less than a month ago, and we've done about 21 docks.
So the wasp is a product that you use straight. There's no dilution, and you use it on things that it can soak into. It's got zinc and silver and all those kind of things in it. But wasp is a product that it's used on things that can absorb it, and you get a good coating on it. And HP can be used on any surface because it's a cleaner, and the silver just stays in there. And the BAC, you can actually use BAC as to pull out the odors of the chlorine or anything like that, because it's a microemulsion. And we've had guys just go in and fog BAC in houses with aspergillus or some light mold coating on the walls, and come back in 20, 30 minutes, and it's just all gone. BAC is a great, the best way to say it's really an awesome disinfecting, cleaning. It does great with stainless and silver and contents. We've got CRDN doing laundry with it. It's also a great product to spray on your plants outside if you got bugs on them, or spray on your dog. You can to keep bugs off your dog and to deodorize them. You can dilute it and clean your floors with it. You can use it for laundry. For dishwashing. You can clean your stainless refrigerator with it. It's just an awesome product. We do want to make sure we get to the new products, our mosquito control products.
Yes. Okay, Botanical Defense, how long is it effective after? Botanical Defense, how long is it effective after application?
Botanical Defense is a product that we did some research at USDA and sent the formulation. There was a study of a lot of things that kill bugs and things, and we came up with a bed bug product, Botanical Defense, and we sent the formulation off to Avamine Labs, and they tested it against 3 different types of bed bugs in the United States through the toughest EPA thing they had. And it came back with 100% kill as you went through 24 hours. Has to get on the bugs or be around. They get up in the walls and things like that. So they have to do 2 applications, one and then 14 days later do another. But it is a product that you use it when you want to kill the bed bugs, and there's really no need to keep using it after you've done its job, because you only use it for that. And so the residual, how long is it effective? So I would say probably 14 days. We have 2 products that we have been working on for a very long time and just completed them. And we actually made 1,000 gallons of it last week and sold out in 3 days.
Jerry, the new products, I want to make it its own video. So I was thinking the last 15 minutes we would throw those in. Jeff Kuntz wants to give a testimony about Rhizosphere and what it's done to his yard in BAC. Like, it's unbelievable what it's done to his yard. So can I bring him in so he can give that? Because what I was thinking, the last 15 minutes, we'd throw the new products in, and that way I can cut it out and make it its own video to put on our website. Okay, I'm going to bring Jeff in. Let me find him. He was right there. I just seen him. Unless he left. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay. Okay, Jeff, you're coming on in. Hold your phone horizontal. No, now you're up. He's getting it. He'll get it. Uh-oh. All right, now your speaker, your mic. Let me unmute you, man.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So, Joe, you want me to, I can just keep this real quick.
Yes.
So my testimony for Rhizosphere is just, I talked about earlier this year on the apricot tree that I was worried about losing, and I sprayed it. I sprayed it on everything in my yard. My grass has looked more amazing than it's ever looked. And I talked about it before. I've spent hundreds of dollars a year trying to get it to look good. But my apricot tree, we had the largest apricots. I've lived here in this house for 13 years, and we just had the largest apricots I've ever had. They were huge, and then one other pervasive testimony I want to give for the HP. I have an annoying spot in my drywall that just, I've got a leak in my roof. I've spent thousands of dollars trying to fix it, but it leaks, and I've used RMR on it, and I would spray it 3, 4, 5 applications of RMR, and it would never completely go away. And the first time I sprayed it with HP, it was gone within like 20, 30 minutes. So I was just blown away by that. So yeah,
that tree that you sprayed that grew, like, tell them about the one other.
Oh yeah. So I have a little, I have a 2-year-old tree that I planted in my front yard. It's grown like 6 feet since I sprayed it in April. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yep.
I mean, I swear I've lost weight this summer because I'm cutting my grass like every 5 or 6 days. But I'm just blown away by these products.
So the only reason I haven't used Rhizosphere on my yard, Jeff, is because I pay a landscaper to mow my lawn, and I'd be paying them 3 or 4 more times. But there's a lot of people that are always trying to have the best, greenest lawn, best shrubs and everything on the block. That was never me, man, because I always paid someone else because I don't like manual labor. So but I've listened to your testimony, and I've seen where you started. And Jerry, maybe you could talk a little bit about Rhizosphere and like this amazing product.
Great entry. What I'll tell you is if you all don't know it, there's a bug called Facilid, and the Facilid is devastating the citrus industry. And so we went down to Florida, and we started providing to some of the farmers the BAC to the same BAC that you use to fog over the trees, and Rhizosphere to fog over the trees, both foliar feeds. And the Facilid is killing the trees, and it's costing Florida billions of dollars, millions of dollars. And so we just recently got our report back from the farmers, and we're heading down there Thursday. It's going to end up being a really neat trip. We're meeting a lot of Caribbean people for hotels, for fogging and cleaning with the products and mosquito products and things like that. But Lee, I'm gonna let you tell them what the result was from the farmers and the citrus industry. And guys, this is huge. I mean, this is tanker quantities, multiple tanker quantities a month of products to be applied by crop dusting and everything else. But Lee, what was the result they gave us?
Well, the very first report come back, we actually took the product down May the 10th or either May the 12th, if I remember right. And of course, it took them about a week and a half to apply it. So everybody keep that in mind. And on July the 10th, we actually got the first report back that it increased the root mass and the root weight by 33%. Now, everybody keep that in mind, that the Facilid actually causes this citrus greening to come around, and it's an issue. And it actually kills the roots, which is the whole problem with citrus greening. Is over a period of time, it basically degrades the root systems to the point to where it is killing the whole plant. So the fact that we can have a 33% root mass increase in less than 60 days is out of this world. I've never seen anything like it, and I've been in ag my whole life. I've never seen anything like this.
Right, so we're killing the Facilid on contact with BAC, and then we're growing their root ball. We're increasing the flowering structure retainability, and that means increasing the yield considerably. So this is a big deal for Florida, and it's a big deal for 17 other states. We've been applying BAC and Rhizosphere now to wineries and to citrus, and you don't mix Rhizosphere and BAC together. Somebody asked.
Yeah.
And I see there the BAC and the Rhizosphere. No, because Rhizosphere has got trillions of live soil bacteria in it, and what Rhizosphere does is it increases the ability of the plant to bring its nutrients in about 10,000 times better than it would on its own. Additionally, it also builds the rhizome bacteria, soil bacteria. So it's very, very, very good soil builder and root builder. Somebody said it could be a huge for medical marijuana farmers. We're doing probably 600 acres of medical marijuana and low THC hemp. Our labels for Colorado and Florida say that we're approved for cannabis application. And what's really cool about our product being organic and 5-for-25B grass, we can spray it on the crops all the way up to harvest and after harvest. So it's a great product for that. And Somebody asked about barrel tile. Can we replace our algicide formulation that we stand for a 2-year warranty? According to how bad your roof is, if it's dirty and everything, you might want to use the HP to clean it and then just spray your HP on and leave it, and then come back and put wasp on top of that, and then just let us know how many years it lasts. I've got some outside our building that now I'm on 27, 28 months, and it's still just nice and white. What were you going to say, Lee? I'm sorry.
I was going to basically addressing the question somebody had just a second ago about applying the BAC and the Rhizosphere together. I would personally recommend, there's 2 different ways, and I don't think we touched on it yet. You can take the Rhizosphere and actually feed it through the drip or ring it around the base of the plant or the tree. And then it's also a foliar feed. I would apply on a foliar feed, I would apply the Rhizosphere first and then wait a few days and then apply the BAC, so it gives the time for the bacteria and all in the Rhizosphere to absorb into the plant and then come back with the BAC, so it doesn't adversely affect one another.
But you do get what about a 72% uptake better when you're putting Rhizosphere on a foliar feed? It'll immediately take it up. So in Florida, unfortunately, the sand really just holds the tree there. It doesn't have any nutrients in it. And they feed everything by lines, so they put all their feed for the tree is the best way to say it. They put their nutrients in water and they feed it. So the root balls in the citrus trees all kind of aim toward that line. And so by them applying it to foliarly, it was able to get absorbed really well. If they put it in their feed lines, it works good. But a lot of times, according to the soil that you have, if it's whether it's sandy or you don't know. So basically at my house, in my yard, we spray the trees, and then we get the spider mites and things like that. So we spray BAC on those too to get rid of that. But that's what I'm saying, that use book for our products, I'm telling you,
We're going to have one.
Might be awful thick.
Here's what we can do. We can do an online one, and we can populate it by letting people say, hey, I used it for this at this dilution. And really that's what we used to do in some medical stuff that we did. We would put solutions and we would just keep populating under certain things. So if everyone say, well, hey, I tried it on this and I did this, and put that in there, and we can actually just start building it all together.
That's
and
a great idea.
no telling what kind of use you'll come up with. That's really cool.
That's a great idea. Like on the website.
Jerry, I got one more product I want you to do a kind of a talk on before we jump over to the new ones. The PWA, the pervasive wetting agent. We've got a picture to put up, Joe.
Yes.
Pull that up, but that's something we've never really talked about with this group, Jerry. And I think everybody needs to know that is available and what all it can do.
Let me bring the picture up.
So PWA is called pervasive wetting agent. And what we did is, obviously being in the restoration world, we run an asbestos, and I'm a building inspector and I design abatement programs. And so we wanted to have a product that would be safe, even a botanical. And believe it or not, this PWA is actually a 5-for-25B grass wetting agent that you foam on and spray it on to popcorn ceilings with asbestos, or you can put it anywhere. You can put it on silica projects, anywhere you don't want dust aerosols to come out. It has a fragrance that smells like really light licorice, but and actually I have some of it right here. This is actually what it looks like. It's nice light blue. But what it does is, as you can see in the picture, that was from Abatement Technologies in Canada. They're buying a couple of pallets a month of it, and they spray it on, let it set for 20 minutes, and then just scrape it off, or it kind of falls off, but they just push it a little bit. But what you see is that it is leaving a smooth surface behind it, and that saves a ton when the only thing you're trying to do is just get the servicing material off. So we have that one, and we call it PWA. And we do have one that is not on our website yet. And if you're if you're in the abatement business and you do the fireproofing asbestos removal, and it has that monocoat on it, which is kind of a cementous type coating. That one you would use another product we have called HCl 650, and that one is an acid that eats through the cement and then melts away the asbestos behind it. It's an interesting product because you can pour it on your hand and it won't hurt you, and it hit the concrete and it'll start to etch and eat the concrete, or not eat it up, but it'll start to etch it out. So that's a really cool product too. But the PWA is definitely great if you've got to remove stipple sealing or popcorn sealing, or if you're in a hospital and you're trying to control your dust aerosols. It's a great product for that, because it really has got a lot of good plant surfactants, and it seals it in while you're doing it. And then that wetting, it's a great chelating and wetting agent, so it'll get into that servicing material and just weigh it down and soak it to where it's easy enough to get off. And that's why the asbestos guys like it so much. And construction people that are trying to go from a popcorn sealant to a smooth sealant.
So this is probably, I was just pulling up the website with the Big Shot. So let me find you guys again.
If it hits the paint on the wall, remember, you just wipe it off. You have to foam it on, but it's for, generally when you're doing asbestos, you're taking the walls and you're putting poly on them. So if you're taking stipple or popcorn down, you want to poly your walls anyway, because you don't want to make a big mess. And you just follow the protocol, and that's how you do it.
So if it hits the paint on the wall, will it take the paint off?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, the tape. Got it. All right, so are you ready for the new products? Do you want me to bring up the site with what it looks like, and you want to talk about it, Jerry?
Yeah, these are very cool products. And then we'll bring, be sure everybody looks at the crop dusting on the airplanes and stuff on the website, but let's bring them up and talk about them for a second.
Okay.
Okay, this one is called Big Shot Pro. Big Shot Pro, it's a mosquito product, and it uses organic ingredients, and it uses lemongrass as an active, and the CDC has said that it is equal to DEET in its effectiveness. And we also have a neem in it, and some other plant surfactant, plant oils, but it has a lemongrass fragrance, and it is extremely effective against mosquitoes and about 50 other bugs. And you fog it out into areas like 3 feet above the ground. We fog some windows, and that's the next day or 5 days later, and the mosquitoes just died on the windows. But it also, we put a gnat of vanillin in it. It's an organic vanillin, and so it has gnat control too. But it is a great product, and it is safe. It is a safe pesticide. So it's all organic product, safe product. It's also a 25B FIFRA. We're actually fogging some cities with it right now by an airplane, and but it's a great mosquito product. So that one is called Big Shot Mosquito Pro. We have 2 others in that line, and we have one that is going to be coming soon, and I don't think you even have a label for it yet, but it's going to be certified organic. It's just like the other one, but we're going through the trouble of certifying this as an organic product. And this one is for your body. It's for your clothes and your body. The other one is for spraying the bushes 3 feet up and around your house. It kills spiders and all that, mosquitoes. But this one is a mosquito product that is the only one of its kind. It is a 100%, every ingredient in it is certified USDA organic. It is a FIFRA 25B, which means that EPA, USDA, and EPA says it is and the Big Shot Mosquito Pro does kill larvae. Somebody asked that. Yes, it does. It's a larvicide big time. So this right here is the one that you would put on yourself, and it has a great fragrance, and it is it's going to have a certified organic label on it in about 5 weeks. We're selling it now, but it has all the organic information on it. But this is a great mosquito repellent for you. It lasts about 4 to 8 hours, and it's safe for anyone. It's safe, children, pregnant women, it doesn't matter. This is that kind of product. And we were looking at either making it blue or keeping it natural. So we need a vote on people to let us know why.
Everybody say yeah. So blue, put B for blue and C for clear. So we can count them. He likes neutral. Well, I was making it easy. Clear. Uh-oh.
Oh, here it comes. Natural. Yeah, there you go. Blue natural. So, but that product is going to be in 4 ounce and in gallons. And it is going to be the only product in the United States that is a EPA, USDA, FDA GRAS product and certified organic mosquito repellent. And it really works. There is no one else that has anything like that. Believe me, we patent the fire out of it. And
plus it softens your skin, right?
Yeah, it's great for your skin. And you can put it does fleas, ticks, pests, and it works great on animals. Big Shot Pro can be put on the skin too. Somebody asked that question. It's a little bit more concentrate than this one is. This one right here, boy, this is going to be special. We've got folks in the Caribbean looking at putting this in the hotels for all the people and guests, and then they use the Big Shot Mosquito Pro to spray their bushes and around their buildings. It's great against spiders, the Big Shot Pro. So this one comes in 4 ounce and
32 ounce too, Jerry.
Intended for hunting. That's a great question, Brian, but it has a lemongrass fragrance. We can't. No such thing as unscented for the bugs. That's what actually helps. That'd be great if we could. But anyway,
so Jerry, we're gonna end up having that in a 1 quart, also the 4 ounce, the 1 quart, and the gallon.
Yeah, okay. And it's a great price compared to anything in the market.
Right, and the actual name's going to be Big Shot Organic Mosquito Repellent.
Right.
For that particular product.
Yes, and then you have the Big Shot Mosquito Pro, which the truck foggers and the people spray around their houses and their eaves and things like that, the bushes for mosquitoes and gnats and spiders and bugs. Then we have another one, which is called Big Shot AG Maxim. And when you're looking at the crop dusting airplanes, they're spraying cotton with it, and alfalfa and rice. And Lee, y'all done some preliminary stuff on that. You there?
Yeah, I am.
So tell us what you all think about, you agriculture guys, and down there in South Georgia, think about all this stuff.
Well, going back, I saw a couple of questions on there. One guy asked about the residual. If you take the Pro and actually put it out on the back porch or on your ceiling, that actual pictures that we had, we're looking at about 10 to 14 days on a residual contact kill, which is a pretty big deal. And then jumping over to the ag real quick, we killed spring armyworms, fall armyworms. The falls take a little bit more spray and a little bit longer to kill. They'll die anywhere from about 3 seconds all the way up to 15.5 minutes. The stink bugs, it takes about 6 to 7 minutes to kill, and then there's some that will last up to 15 minutes, but nothing made it to 16 minutes. And we did several different dilutions, several different rates, and it generally around 12.8 ounces to 7 gallons of water per acre in ag application.
Now that's in the.
Oh, we might have lost Jerry a little bit.
That's right.
Lee, you and I talked earlier today, and you asked me a question regarding the Japanese beetles, and we were going to mention that on this show,
Right.
like that, and if anybody had access to them in their area. Can you?
There's a vein of them basically where we're having a problem with them. I'm getting reports from basically the southern tip of around Chicago, coming through Cedar Falls and all the way down around Omaha, kind of in a rectangle right down through there. And I don't have access to them, but I sure would like to know, what the delusion is and what it'd take to kill those, because right now they're pretty big pests, and it's an invasive pest that they're having major issues with. So if anybody could kind of help us out with that, that'd be kind of a big deal. I'd really like to know that.
We lost Jerry. He'll probably come back in. I'll have to watch for him to see when he comes in.
The cool thing, I guess until Jerry comes back in, the cool thing about ag product is it's a 10-10-10 with manganese and zinc, so it's a foliar feed fertilizer. It is a repellent. It's a larvicide. It's a pesticide, and it's got the same fungicide properties as BAC and some of the other products. So, I mean, it excels in everything. The only thing that I wish to caution anyone that's using that product is it is a foliar feed fertilizer, and if you do mix it too strong, you can burn plants by not diluting it to the proper rate. So I caution anybody on that. So, and we're still testing to see all the different species that it does kill, but everything that's labeled, we've actually killed them already. So
Jerry's
we're
back.
still working on it.
So Lee, if there was somebody that was watching this and listening in, and they have a family farm, or somebody in the family that is a farmer, how would you recommend they proceed with learning more about our ag products, from Rhizosphere to BAC and to the Big Shot Ag Maxim?
Well, kind of starting with BAC real quick, you can put it under your sink. You can use it to clean counters. When my son gets sick, I've actually personal testimonial for the BAC. When my son gets sick, it's happened 6 different times. I've actually fogged my entire house. This last time he had 104.2 fever, strep throat, scarlet fever, and type A flu all at the same time. I fogged the entire house. He sleeps in the bed with us still, and neither me or my wife or my mother-in-law got sick, and we were all exposed to it. That's the 6th time that's happened. He got well over a 3 or 4 day period. He went back to daycare. 5 days later, he's gotten sick again with a different strain of type A, came back, and all I did this time was fog around his toys. Still, none of us got sick. So that happened 6 times. Technically, right there together, I guess you could say it's 7 times. You can use it for athlete's foot, toenail fungus. You can clean the glass with it. The BA is an all-around, keep it in your garage, keep it under your sink product. It'll do 101 different uses. As far as mosquito control, you can use the BAC, but it's not quite as potent as a deterrent as the other mosquito products, and it doesn't have the contact kill ability quite as well as the other mosquito products. Looking at probably a 10 to 14 day residual. We're looking at possibly being as long as a 21-day residual with a 10 to 12 day contact kill, with the rest of that residual being basically deterrent.
The Big Shots.
So, and what that basically all that's happening there is it's drying.
So we have a question: is that what products are on the site? And so, Don?
At this point right now, I would think by the end of the week, Jerry, we're going to have the offering for both the Big Shot Mosquito Pro and the Big Shot Organic Mosquito Repellent
For your body.
And
Yeah.
if anyone has Big Ag and they want to talk, we just have to get with Lee. That gets it gets kind of complicated and serious. But we are doing a lot of agriculture. We're actually looking at quite a few tankers and I mean a lot of tankers going into Florida just for the citrus greening. So the Big Shot Ag is going to revolutionize. That's going to revolutionize a lot of business with Big Ag. It's about time.
Yeah.
So there's some great products now. Craig, do you want to talk a little bit about what Prime is, and you want me to show the website?
Yeah, Joe, if you'll pull up the website, and
Hold on 1 second.
a lot of you are already Prime members, I know that, but if you're not, we have a special tonight.
Hold on. I'm going
And
to get you back.
we'll pull it up.
Hold on.
While we're doing that, Jerry and Lee, I just wanted to ask you, what about horses with a new mosquito product? Is that pretty viable to keep the flies off and whatnot?
No issues. I have livestock as well, and it's a non-issue. You can put it on any surface. It's good.
That's the Big Shot Mosquito Pro. Yeah.
It'll actually, if you have a ringworm issue on any animals, it'll act, because that's basically fungal. It's really not a worm. A lot of people don't realize that, but it'll actually cure that over about a 13 to 14-day period. It'll lay down some residual so it won't spread.
So I got a question. I have a question because I never thought I'd move out to the country, and now I have goats, chickens, and ducks, right?
Right.
I'm more of the high-rise in New York kind of guy with high-speed internet, right? But so here I am, and my wife wanted the little farm thing. She was going to take care of all the animals, and guess who gets up and takes care of them at 5 o'clock every morning? It's me. I'm doing it. So would you go inside the barns and stuff and spray the new product everywhere, and it's going to help my animals? And plus, can I put it on chickens and ducks and goats and all that?
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, remember it controls a lot of pests. It controls spiders. Now it will not hurt pollinators, so it's not going to hurt your wasps. It's not going to hurt butterflies. You can spray it right on them, and they'll just keep on trucking. But
I actually did that yesterday. I actually sprayed some butterflies on purpose. There's a whole cluster of them next to where I was doing some experiments on stink bugs, and I sprayed a cluster of about 25 at point blank range, and none of them died. So I can say that 100%.
That's awesome. Okay, Craig?
Yeah, one more question. What about cows? Will it affect the milk of a cow if you spray it on a cow at all, or no?
No, there's no withdrawal because it's a fire for 25B. On any meat restrictions or milk restrictions, there's none whatsoever. Like the BAC, you can spray it directly across harvested fruit, so you're good to go on that.
Okay, great.
We were going to show those peaches at one point. I don't know if we got those shown or not, but that was pretty cool.
I'd recommend it. That's a 24-hour turnaround too. So.
Joe, pull that peach picture up real quick.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back here and do another.
While he's doing that, Lee, go ahead and talk
but
about that.
nobody's going to let their peaches rot.
Okay, so here we are. Talk about this.
Okay, this is actually some of my own stuff. This just happened. It's only 3 days old. These peaches right here, I basically just took them and set half of them out to the side, and I sprayed half of them. And this right here is some that I didn't spray. If you'll look at the one at right there at 11 o'clock in the center, the big one, if you look at the left side, look at all the fungal activity that's actually on them. Actually, every single one of them's got some on it, but that one's probably the showiest that you can zoom in and see.
Enlarge that.
These are the other half of them, and if you look real close, you can actually see some residue where it was actually starting, and I actually killed it and prevented them from going any further. So it actually stopped it cold in its tracks and is preserving those peaches to last longer.
So you sprayed BAC on there, right?
Yep.
So we need to get this to Lane Orchards, and let them see that, Lee.
They've already got a picture of it. So
Yeah. So it's not just peaches though, right, Lee, Jerry? I mean, this would work with
It's any kind of product.
any kind of fruit or vegetable. I talked to a lady today that says she sprays BAC on her vegetables and her fruits, and then and she says they're lasting forever. And I'm like,
wow. We do it on our bananas and stuff. It keeps all the gnats off of them and everything.
All right. That's a great picture. So now let me share the other screen.
So we put that in the book of uses for BAC.
Yeah. Spray. So you can eat it even after he sprayed the BAC on there. It's not going to harm you to even eat the peaches.
Yeah, no, it
No.
won't. Fine.
What about ant control?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ant, A-N-T, ant control, like little ants?
What BAC will do for ants is it will disrupt their pheromone, their pheromone trail, and that's what it does to ants. As far as an ant killer, it doesn't harm ants that much, but it does disrupt their pheromone trail. So you can kind of run them off with that. We tested ants with the Big Shot Mosquito Pro. I don't think its ants are on the label.
Yeah, they definitely don't like it. You can go out there and kick. Just a personal experience with the BAC and the Big Shot. You can kick the top of the ant bed off, and go out there and spray the BAC or Big Shot as they come out, and they'll actually it'll slow down their movement. And then after about 10, 15 minutes, they actually go further down in the bed. And then what I do personally is I go out there and actually pour wasp over the top of the bed, and they'll move. They won't rebuild that nest back up there. So
Right,
that's just a few personal experiences.
But it's really not an ant killer product.
Okay.
It's great to clean with, and it'll mess up their pheromone trail, and you can run them off that way, but it's not an ant killing product. Now the Big Shot AG, Big Shot Mosquito Pro, will actually kill termites, so it's on the label.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, we folks in Florida who are looking at it for termite control this coming up week Friday. Lee, just mention that to you.
All right, that's awesome.
All right.
Craig?
So we've got ACES members here tonight, and we've got non-ACES members here tonight. And there's a lot of ACES members that have joined Prime, which is a special program that Jerry has put together, and Dawn and Joe and I have actually helped put together. And that's to give everybody a discount on the products. And you have two choices. The first one is bronze. And Joe, if you scroll down to the two different options, if you just go up like Joe did and click on Prime on the website, it'll take you to this page. And the bronze membership is totally free. There's no cost, and it gives you a 5% discount. Plus, it gives you the ability to earn a referral commission of 5%. Okay, so, and you would just go to this page and complete the little form there. Just scroll back up just a tad, Joe. Yep. And what you want to do is you want to use come up with a username. It could be your company name, or it could be something kind of clever like, botanical, or, something kind of blind that you could use that doesn't have your name in it, because that's going to become your affiliate link. But we can always do something special for you as well. But just fill out your email, first and last name, come up with your password, and of course, save that. And we have a special tonight. We have a gold membership that gives you a 10% discount on the product purchases, and also gives you 10% referral commissions. And those are lifetime commissions, guys. And that membership is $97 a year. Tonight, we're giving you a $30 off that membership. And for ACES member, Joe, go ahead and click the gold membership button down there. Yep. And let's enter in for ACES. You would just put in, if you're an ACES member, you type the word ACES in and click apply. And it'll go ahead and populate that, hopefully. And there it is. Instead of 97, you pay 67. And now if you're a non-ACES member, you would have, the code GOLD, and just click apply. And that gives you that. So we invite you to do that tonight, and we look forward to you joining Prime membership.
So this is good. This isn't forever. This is good. Today is Tuesday. It's good until Friday at midnight, these discount codes.
That's it.
Do you think is that what we talked about? Is that good?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we have some more questions, so I'm going to go back to that real quick. I'm gonna be spraying my barns with this stuff, man, for my little animals. All right, so let's see, where did we leave off? Yeah, we talked about the products that are gonna be on there by Friday. The correct term is kaleidoscope of butterflies. Oh God. So this is Greg Lewis,
Yeah.
extremely intelligent guy. Is a kaleidoscope of butterflies you didn't kill, Lee. That's a big deal. Okay, does it prevent termites? Yep, you mentioned it kills termites, and does it prevent them also?
If it would do it for about 14 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd want to respray, with these doing a lot of the same things that pesticides do, but being organic, do you need the same certification? Do you understand this one right here, the certification?
Yes. Being that it's a 5 for 25B, in a lot of states you don't have to have a certificate. You don't have to have a license to apply. It's exempt. So you just have to check your state. But in general, you do not have to have a pesticide license to apply a 5 for 25B product. This is an awesome pesticide. It's a safe pesticide, actually, and it won't harm the water or the people or, pollinators. It's a mission to get this to be used as much as we can. And somebody asked, can it be foamed? I haven't foamed it, but it probably could be. Somebody says, I've got an appointment tomorrow that they use an ozone machine in for 2 days to get rid of a curry smell.
Well, he's asking a question about
The
chlorine
ozone,
dioxide, and you got to wait 5 days. Okay. He's asking about BAC. If I use an electrostatic sprayer with BAC, would it reduce the
have to use
smell?
an electrostatic sprayer. You don't have to use one. But Lee, what would you suggest, since they took nicotine out by just spraying the BAC, it should be able to. Oh, you know what, Lee? You're doing curry in cars. What do y'all do in cars?
Yeah. Basically, on that particular, I'd like to know kind of the details on exactly what he's looking at. If he's
Well, what
going
he's
into the carpet-
asking is, will it get rid of the ozone smell, I think, because somebody's moving in. Will BAC get rid of
It
the
will.
ozone smell? Oh, it has a slight curry smell, too.
It'll actually reduce it, but you will be able to still smell the ozone machine in there. After about 4 or 5 days, it's best to go in and apply it then. But will it work to help reduce that odor? Yes, because what's going to happen, because they ozoned it, it's actually going to just come right back.
Yeah.
So I would actually fog the carpet with Oxy Orange and then come back with BAC and spray the walls, the ventilation systems. If you can fog it up in there, that'd be great. And then do the carpets as well. So basically BAC on all the surfaces.
5 for 25B Gross. Very good. No, I only care about curry. He only cares about the curry smell. Okay. Because I'm
You definitely
assuming.
don't want to do the Oxy Orange, then followed by the BAC.
Okay. Generally recognized as safe. All right. I think that's all the questions. I think we did it. I think it was awesome. Any other questions? So if you want the biggest peaches in the world, what are you going to use? Rhizosphere.
What do you think about putting some sort of reactive thing where we can put in uses and how things are being used? Is there something that we can set up, Craig, to where people can go in and say, hey, I used it for this at this dilution and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think, we might even, think about a forum, where we can, get an interactive forum going on it.
Yeah.
And so I love that idea. I think it's brilliant. Let everybody create the manual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we will put that on the list.
Skunk smell on a dog.
Yeah.
We need to have an FAQ. We'll have an FAQ too, Jerry. That needs to happen too. So
Oscar,
Hey.
4 to 6
Hey, Jerry.
maybe a little longer on the mosquito.
Yeah.
How long can the Mosquito Pro avoid from them from biting you? So the Mosquito Pro will last about 14 days in the bushes and the trees, and the organic mosquito repellent, according to how much you're sweating and what you're doing, it'll last between 4 and 6 hours. But it's not, you just spray it right on you, and it has a great fragrance, good for your skin. On your skin, yeah. How long can on your skin? 4 to 6 hours.
4 to
Which
6
is pretty
hours.
good. That's pretty good for a mosquito repellent.
Which
It
product,
really,
which product works best to get skunk smell off of a dog?
I've never dealt with
That's
that.
that's a loaded question. I've never had to deal with that. I would try a combination of all of them.
Oh, really?
I really don't know how to answer that.
Who is
No,
it?
but Lee, the next time we're down in South Georgia, we could get you sprayed with a skunk and see how long what we can.
So we have some products in Aces that will take care of that. So we can talk about that, like 30 gram. We have
spray big on the dog. Yeah.
we have some stuff that you can put on a dog that is safe and gets rid of the skunk smell. Okay, that's more than DEET almost. Well, yeah, and DEET's really like, do you want DEET sucking into your skin and your body? Hell no, man.
No, DEET's not good.
Bad. Can you spray Big Shot on a dog? Of course, yes. That's correct, right?
Yeah, you can. Obviously, sure you can.
Yeah, because it's 5 for 25.
Anything else? Oh yeah, absolutely.
What about the no-see-ums, Jerry? Has it been tested on the little?
They're dead.
Dead?
Yeah, let's smoke them.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? Ken Nolan said that too. It killed his. Yeah, sure did.
So listen, we're going to give away a gallon of Big Shot Pro tonight. And listen, here's how it's going to go down. It's real simple. I wrote a number down before the beginning of the show, and that number is 15. So I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to count 15 down, and I'll tell you who won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whoever Hamilton is, Hamilton won. I don't know who Hamilton is, but listen. So what you're going to, Don, put your email down there so they can email you. Don's going to put his email in there, get a hold of him. Hamilton, you don't have a last name in there, whoever you are. Greg, you are right above him. You almost won, dude. Bummer. I should have, but 15 was the number. He's going to put his thing in there, and you'll get a gallon of the Big Shot Pro, which is pretty awesome.
Here we go.
Oh, Brent's going to accept for
Brent's gonna
Hamilton.
accept for him. I like that.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Yes. Okay, thanks for sharing the plethora of information with us tonight, guys. You're welcome, man. Okay, so did you get his email? Do you have it, Hamilton? Do you see that? You won.
Yeah.
You got 30 seconds to reply to him to win this. 30. Well, now it's 20. It's almost over. No, just reply to him. Thanks, guys. Helps a lot. This was great. Thank you so much, Jerry and Lee. Man, Lee, you're. I've watched some of your other videos, and they're fantastic. I guess I'm going to be a country guy just like you now. I'm the guy.
I like experimenting.
So listen, I told my wife. My wife, she's retired, right? She sleeps till 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Hey, we're on a farm. Nobody sleeps till 9 o'clock in the morning." And she goes, "Well, those chickens don't need to get up till 9." And I'm like, no. So I'm like watching the sun to barely, like at 5 after 5, I'm out there letting the chickens out, and all the goat. There's like 13 goats. They come up to me. They're like pets, like dogs, man. So I'm the farmer guy now.
Hey,
thanks, Jerry.
Joe, can I make one quick request? And
yes.
talk about, so, hey guys, one of the things that really helps us a bunch. I know a lot of you are Pervasive Global. If you're not, go to Pervasive Global Facebook page and like that page. And then we are always looking to get good testimonies. And so they could be picture testimonies, before and afters. If you're taking a before picture of something, please make sure your after picture, same angle. Always turn your phone horizontal. And so in the video testimonies is what we're really looking for. Guys, if you got something to say, put it on video. And we want to start posting that stuff on the Facebook page and the other social media and on the website too. And if you'll notice too, we now have a news channel that's on pervasive.com too. So the testimonies are awesome. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to do those. So.
Yeah, Don, real quick, if you go to the website, actually go to the product, go to each product And if you've had great success with it, please leave a review there.
Oh, yeah.
That will help. That actually gets indexed in the search engines and gives us a lot of love. So we appreciate it. And
Good point.
So yeah, like you can go to the products, like all the products, right? Like Wasp, if you use that, go there and you can you just go into it. Now it's a little bit slow on here when I'm doing this, right? And so where do they leave a testimony at?
you would actually go to the shopping cart and you can leave a review on the shopping cart.
Okay, so once you're in the
Yeah.
shopping cart, got it. Okay.
Yeah, but that will help us a lot and give us some more traction.
Yep. And then don't forget Prime, $30 off tonight for the gold, 5% free. That's good until Friday at midnight. And I hope we hear from you, Hamilton, because you just won a gallon. Because now I'm calling this before anybody else. If he doesn't get a hold of you, Don, I won.
Okay.
Does
Yeah,
it-
right.
all those that say I, raise your hand, I. Hamilton, I'd be getting a hold of him because I'm winning if you don't, dude.
Listen, Hamilton did. He gave his email and everything.
Oh, darn it. Darn it. I was so close. Anyway, it's always a pleasure. One of the smartest guys in the country, Jerry. And here's Lee that does agriculture, knows everything about it. Man, do you know that when I was 15 years old, Lee, I worked in an onion shed? And you know those onions that the long onions? And you got to peel them in 6 and put a rubber band around them. I was the only white guy in there working because my parents owned a restaurant and I didn't want to work there anymore because they were mean, right? They made so I worked in there and I was like, I can peel those onions, buddy. So I have some ag in me. It's just I'm a lot more surfer dude than ag, but living out here in the country is pretty awesome.
Well, they smoke you. So if you ever pick with a cucumber picking crew, just how fast they can move down through there and be bent over all day. It's actually pretty amazing to try to keep up with them. They're
I
really
know it
talented.
is. Does the $30 off continue forward,
Yeah.
or is that just for first year? We would make it. It would continue forward every year. Whatever you sign up for, that's good forever.
Hey, I do have a picture of Lee Davis down in South Georgia when we were visiting some crop duster delivering 300 gallons of our
Do you
Big
want
Shot.
to email it to me and I'll pull it up?
I have a picture of him stealing 2 watermelons.
I knew it. I knew he was that guy.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
Aces, thank you, Jimmy.
gonna tell you, one of them was really good, but I did sit in the truck while he was doing the deal.
Do you want to email it to me and I'll show it real quick and then we'll stop?
That's what we like to call an accomplice.
Is that what that was?
That's what that was.
But I did take that picture, Lee. I forgot to tell you. We do have some nice pictures of some wineries where we were sending the BAC to spray, and we put all those on the website. Hopefully that got in there. We looked at one of the hugest greenhouses I've ever seen in my life. They must have been a mile long, and they were growing cucumbers and tomatoes, and we were introducing the products to them.
47 acres under one sunroof.
That's-
Wow.
Wow.
it was like going into a hospital. I mean, these guys. That's in South Georgia. It's amazing. It's crazy, but let's make it. Let's get rid of all the poison that we're being exposed to and try to put something in there good.
Amen. Amen to that, man. So
That's
anyway,
actually a completely sealed off unit, by the way, and they still have white flies and still have downy mildew and powdery mildew issues in there. So that goes to show you, even though that's a completely sealed off
And so you're
bio
telling
unit,
me
they
that-
still have those issues.
That's why we're telling them they need our products.
that's right.
Well, here is something that is very important that everybody, if anybody has any kind of avenue for this, but every single minute somebody dies from malaria. And the Big Shot Mosquito Pro, being a 100% safe product that you can put on your skin, it gets on you, you can even ingest it, it will not hurt you. That's why prisons like it. But anyway, that product being used in underdevelopment countries on their tablecloth coverings over their doors or their screens, that could save tens of thousands of lives. I've contacted CDC and I'm trying to work with World Health, but that could be just an amazing that could save thousands and thousands of lives. So we want to keep our fingers crossed that we can get it to them and they can start applying it and see what it'd just be an amazing thing to be able to say that's one of our legacies that we've done here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. Thank you all. No, hey, David, there's no, if you're already a gold member, you probably got a really good deal when you joined that if you were there at the right time. But we're not giving like $30 off instead of that.
Share your affiliate link, David, and make some money, man.
Yeah, make some money. There you go with your affiliate link. And then, you know, free shipping. We're giving free shipping on orders $50 or more, which is pretty awesome. Free shipping and stuff. All right, Lee, great hearing your testimonies. And now, do you remember what those butterflies were?
I don't remember the exact species.
It was
They
a
were
kaleidoscope of
yellow,
butterflies.
kind of a white colored one.
No, not that. It's a kaleidoscope of butterflies, you say.
By the way, we had a U.S. Forest Service PhD etymologist meet us last week in Tifton, Georgia, or Perry, Georgia, and he was a PhD now, U.S. Forest Service etymologist, and we started talking to him about our Big Shot AG Pro for mosquitoes and stuff, and he at first he was he was skeptical. By the end of our conversation, he wanted to sell it. He wanted to bring it to all service. He wanted to get some so he could give it to all his guys to keep the ticks off of them from Lyme disease. I mean, he ended up being just a great guy. And so we're looking forward to helping the U.S. Forest Service keep some of their foresters safe.
He was actually the head guy that actually basically he headed up the entire gypsy moth eradication program 15, 16 years back in North Georgia. So,
oh, wow. Here's a great question. Brent's asking, on the different size mosquito products, when they come in spray bottles, will it have labels? I think they will, that he can sell locally.
Yeah, and Oscar asked a good question. Oscar, the thing about the Big Shot Mosquito Pro is it has about 25 different modes of action. So it's not that it kills these mosquitoes in one way, it kills them in about 20 different ways. So if it doesn't get them physically, it gets them chemically, and or it absorbs into their body, it stops their molting. It is that's a very special thing about these types of products, and it's very special about ours. And so that's why it's got all these different things in it, from neem to thyme to lemongrass, into some plant surfactants, some soy glycerin. It's got so many modes of action. So when I say it kills just about all mosquitoes, we haven't found any, and there's about 2,500 different species, I'm sure, but so far we really haven't found any that it's not having a control against.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great product.
We're trying very difficult to get this into World Health. I've talked to my friends in Cameroon. We had a fellow that we met yesterday that actually is a billionaire, and he's going to do some things to get it into some underdeveloped countries, as well as even Mexico and some of the Caribbean.
yeah, we're trying to keep him happy because he'll take out the world with stuff that he comes up with.
That's too funny.
Man, Jerry, you just give us the antidote right here.
We do have Glenn maybe on the line. We actually have done some things in Australia, and
Glenn was here.
We are approved. We are on. All our products would be approved in the UK, and we have sold in. Like I said, we've sold in Singapore, Malaysia, in Dubai, Japan, and I'm sure we've got some folks that are working on the UK, but we sure will be able to and want to do things in the UK. That's coming. that's definitely coming.
All right. All right. I guess that's it, right? Anybody got any parting words?
Drive people to your Prime link, man, your affiliate link. That's the best thing you can be doing. Share that link on Facebook. Share it with anybody, and why not start earning 10% off your referrals?
That's right.
Absolutely.
One thing is we're going to be up in Kansas at our big marijuana or hemp, a 300-acre hemp farm. We're going to be back up there in Kansas and Enid, Kansas.
Ensign.
Where's that?
ENSIGN, Ensign, Kansas.
Ensign. So we're going to
30
be
minutes
there.
outside of Dodge
We're going to
City.
be back up there with hemp, with some hemp application. They're using planters and putting Rhizosphere on it and BAC and all that. So we're going to be back up there in a couple of weeks. We'll be at a marijuana or pot show in St. Louis in a couple of weeks. We'll be at Tractor Supply doing some stuff for them for some ag stuff next week. And this week we're going to be in Florida, and it's going to be some exciting stuff. And we've got some results coming from some winery people and some other things that we'll be trying to get them posted as fast as Craig's fingers will move him on the Facebook. So everybody watch for that. It's going to be cool stuff.
You got the rice application coming up too as well. About 5,000 acres of rice.
Yeah, so we're moving forward, and we're going to make a dent in the world and get some of this poison out of it.
Amen, brother. All right. I'm going to end this, and everybody will get a copy of this.
Wow.
All right. Anything else? Hold it, man.
No. Great job.
See you all. Thank you so much, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry and Lee.
Jerry.
As always.
Thanks, Lee.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Guys.
Everybody have a blessed
Dude,
day.
this is like the Brady Bunch. Almost. All right. Later.